The Shared Lives Plus team were recently in Bristol on a very cold afternoon at the Marriott Hotel for our yearly Shared Lives England conference. This year's theme is health, and we are also celebrating our 92% outstanding or good rating from CQC. We are accompanied by delegates, people who use Shared Lives services and their carers, scheme workers and all Shared Lives Plus staff. We decided to take the opportunity to speak to the people at the heart of Shared Lives, our ambassadors. Dipan has been in a Shared Lives arrangement for 4 years and enjoys his role as ambassador. I managed to grab Dipan in between workshops for a quick chat about today and what it means to him to be an ambassador. So, how are you enjoying conference?
I'm enjoying it very well. I've had a lot of fun.
What have you been up to?
I've been speaking, I've been attending the workshop, and I've been generally enjoying myself.
So what do you enjoy about being a Shared Lives ambassador?
Meeting new people, making new friends, working properly, working as a team.
And how has it made a difference to your life?
Before I never used to be happy. Since I moved in with Shared Life, I've got a lot more freedom. I've been able to go out when I want, come back when I want, buy whatever I want.
Is that important to you?
Yeah, it is.
And why is that important to you?
Because it then enables me to make my own decisions and my own choices.
So what would you say to someone who doesn't really know much about Shared Lives? Would you say it's a very good option for a life choice?
Well, yeah, I would say it's a very good option for a life choice, and you may find that it's better than where you are now.
And so what does Shared Lives mean to you?
It means that I get to share my life with other people, and they get to share their lives with me.
And what has this done for you in terms of your independence and how you live? Have you been involved in the community?
Yeah, I've been involved in a lot more with the community, and I've been felt a lot more independent than I used to be when I used to live with my parents.
And why do you do the job of being a Shared Lives ambassador? What does it mean to you?
Seeing as I've been living with Shared Life for 4 years, I can share my own experiences with other people.
What type of experiences have you had with Shared Lives in terms of holidays?
I've been on 3 holidays actually. I've been on a cruise, I've been to America, I've been to Disneyland, I've been to Turkey, and I've been on holidays in the UK as well. I went to Birmingham to Cadbury's World and I stayed there for the night. I've been to Hilton for Mother's Day. I went there and I stayed there for one night, and I've also been to Alton Towers.
And can you tell us about your holiday in America? Who did you go with and how was it?
The first time I went to America, I actually went with my carer, her daughter, and her family, the rest of her family. But the actual holiday in America wasn't just America.
So can you tell me about when you went to America and who you went with?
The very first time I went there, I went with my carer, her daughter, and the rest of her family, and a few people I lived with. And it wasn't just America, actually. It was all the way in Puerto Rico in Spain. And we went on a cruise. We stayed on a cruise for a week, and then we went to Arizona, where we stayed with my carer's sisters. And the whole holiday was 3 weeks long, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Absolutely fantastic it was. Basically on a cruise we just sat around and did, whatever we wanted, and even when we went to Arizona, when we stayed with my carer's family, we just relaxed and chilled and met up with the rest of the family, had dinner.
So would you say one of the best things about Shared Lives is having that family environment and going on holiday?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what does your Shared Lives family mean to you?
When they take me on holiday, they actually help me out quite a lot. They help me with food. Well, they don't help me with food, but they help me get around and about.
We'd like to thank Dipan for taking the time to talk to us and for his help during conference. After workshops, I managed to grab Shared Lives CEO Alex Fox for a quick chat about the 2016 conference and theme. Hi Alex, so today at this year's conference, the theme is health. Why did you pick health for this year's theme?
So I think we all felt that this year health and the NHS was really important to Shared Lives, partly because we've got this really exciting new partnership with NHS England. NHS England are investing, getting on for 2 million in Shared Lives. So we think that health has a really big part of the future for Shared Lives, and that hopefully Shared Lives is going to be a much bigger part of the future of health.
So from last year's conference to this year's, how do you think Shared Lives has grown and developed, and how's the care model continued to influence different people and their lives?
Shared Lives has continued to grow over the last year, which is a really amazing achievement because we know that lots of public services are shrinking at the moment.
A lot of things that have been celebrated in the past few weeks with Shared Lives is obviously one part of it is the 92% from CQC. What do you think that demonstrates to people who may have an interest in Shared Lives and are unsure?
So CQC have said in their inspections that 92% of Shared Lives schemes are either good or excellent, and that's a much higher proportion than other forms of social care. So that's a really tremendous achievement, and I think it shows to people that actually this model, even though it's taking place in ordinary homes rather than services, and it's delivered sometimes by people who don't have a background in health and care, but they just have that capacity to care and that desire to share their lives, that actually that can result in support which is not only as good as traditional services, but actually it's often better. That this is a model that's safe, that it works well, that it helps people to live good lives, as well as, at the end of all that, being lower cost.
Taking into consideration the Shared Lives care model, what do you think is the most powerful thing about it for the person using Shared Lives services?
It means so many different things. So for one individual, it meant having the support to pass his driving test. For another, it meant having more friends, having felt lonely before. For a family carer, it meant being able to take a break where she knew that her dad was going to return home having felt like he'd had a break too, rather than disorientated or distressed. So it means in Shared Lives, people get to know each other well, so they get to form real friendships, they get to feel like they belong, feel like they're part of a household, and everybody gets to contribute, having felt lonely before.
It means like it's someone that's going to be to service that's there for you as a family way, if you would, because I remember in the past that I've had some carers that have been like a mum to me and everything, and it's far better in Shared Lives, and they're there for caring, not just for the service user, because it should work both ways. To get that it's about the carers as well, not just the service users. It does work out a lot better with Shared Lives, to tell you the truth. So to become more independent. I've had a hard life until I went to Shared Lives.
I enjoy what I do for Shared Lives in Shared Lives Plus, and by helping other people and like doing my own charity shops and that sort of stuff, and go out myself. Basically, I have to say, if people don't know about Shared Lives, they have to ask me what Shared Lives is. So basically, if they ask me what Shared Lives is, well, I will say Shared Lives is about helping other people. Yeah, my life has been changed since 2009. It feels lovely when it's changed. Because I've been with Tina and Steve for 7 years. Because I moved in since 2009. Tina helps me to do Christmas shopping. And he helps me to order some new clothes online. Because I'm actually independent now. I travel my own, and I go to Lea on my own, and go to work myself, and go all sorts of places. And the other thing they do help me is they help me to book holidays. We sometimes need a break.
That was Shared Lives ambassadors Michael and Nick telling us what Shared Lives means to them and how they've begun to live their life more independently since being a part of the Shared Lives family. Michael now lives independently and still uses Shared Lives services, And Nick continues to live in his Shared Lives arrangement with his Shared Lives carers, Tina and Steve. We'd like to say a big thank you to all our ambassadors and everyone who uses Shared Lives services, and everyone who works hard to spread awareness of our care model that helps people live a greater quality of life. And we'd also like to say a big thank you to Dipan, Michael and Nick for taking part in our podcast today. Thank you very much.